Yeah, so there's a reason why I show these type of videos is because you're able to hit more of your senses, your visuals, you're seeing luxury, you're seeing opulence. Who doesn't want opulence in abundance, right? The second thing that you're listening, so you're using your auditory senses. And then not only that, they're doing what is called they're doing the captions inside of it, so it's triggering different parts of your mind for you to do that. It's very important that we do this. I do it every day. I actually just started adopting that this year. Well, like the late last year, and it's helped out a lot. I don't wake up with so much anxiety and stress anymore. I'm able to attack my day a lot more efficiently. I show my gratitude in the morning. Much better attitude with everything. But anyway, how are you guys doing? Welcome to day 2 of the Power of Attorney Masterclass. Put it in the chat. Uh, say hello. Say hello. How are you guys doing? Or go on live and say hi. We're all family here. Masterclass. Okay, let me send this out. What's up, Sharon? What's up, Gina? I guess a couple of people got kicked off a second there. Hi, Melinda. So we'll have some people that jump on at the last minute. We always get the stragglers. Oh, here we go. Hey, Chanel. How are you? Hey, Chanel. All right, so we're just getting started, you guys. This one is going to be very impactful, very impactful because I've been working on these slides heavy. So, without further ado, let's get started. Quick disclaimer, of course, do not copy, reproduce, or remix my material without written consent. Thank you. So, as you guys know, for those that were here for day 1, we went over terms and vocabulary. We also went over how to successfully notarize a power of attorney. And we also went over some payment gateways like PayPal. PayPal and Stripe, one of my 2 favorites because they do offer working capital as transactions are going through, but then you could do QuickBooks and a couple other ones. So day 2, which is today, our job is very heavy with the marketing side of things, right? So we're going to go over how to make your notary business have the big company feel, right? Then I'm going to show you different avenues on how to get customers, how to position yourself and price yourself. And then we're going to I have some homework for you guys and then some Q&As. So let's get started. And then of course, day 3, we're gonna do some really hot seat. Get your boots on because you will be asked to go on live. You don't have to show your video, but at least your audio has to be live because we're going to do some closing techniques. And I want to see how you guys are actually answering the phones. How are you guys answering the phones and how I can help you critique it and fine tune it so you could really just slam the phone and close a lot of deals. We're going to go over the 5-second pitch, and I'm going to also show you some upsells, downsells, and cross sells as well. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, I'm just getting a $100 deal. With the techniques that I'm going to be showing you, you'll be able to turn a $100 deal into a $200 deal, $300. You guys seen yesterday, I showed you how you can actually elevate it all the way up to an $800 deal, starting at $150. So okay, so let's go over real quick. These are the 5 C's that you should know about. If you want to screenshot this is cool. For those that are members of the Notary Cashflow Academy, this will be uploaded in the Power of Attorney Masterclass. It's going to be under 3.0. It's going to be Power of Attorney Masterclass 3.0. Okay, so these are the 5 C's of effective marketing. Clear, consistent communication to create conversions. Clear It has to be clear. You can't be all over the place fumbling and bumbling. You're going to confuse your customer. Consistent. Now, here's one of the problems that I see a lot of notaries. They don't like to repeat themselves. Not even notaries, but a lot of business owners. They do not like to repeat themselves. They feel like I should be coming up with new, fresh content all the time. No, you don't. Repetitive is key. If you keep repeating something, think about some of the philosophies and metaphors that you have in your mind. Like, what was the one that we went over yesterday? Birds of a feather. I'm sure you can finish the sentence, right? Or if if you're hanging out with four broke people, you're bound to be what? You know what I mean? You can finish those sentences because those philosophies have been drilled consistently inside your mind. Here go another one. Can't have your cake and what? You see what I mean? Consistency and being repetitive is golden. So if you can be consistent in giving out your message and it's clear and you're able to communicate it effectively, you're going to create conversions. You're going to make sales because all you're doing is really fine-tuning the message, the same exact message. That's why when they're telling you about an elevator pitch, right? You probably heard of an elevator pitch. All an elevator pitch is maybe a 2-sentence spiel that you have mastered, that you have crafted out. So, it's so clear, it's so consistent, it communicates effectively. And if you're in an elevator with a person, that person's going to the 8th floor, you're going to the 5th floor. Before you even hit the 2nd floor, you already got that message out with precision. So clear, consistent communication creates conversions. Just keep that in mind. So let's go into how to create a big company feel for your business. Now, if you guys see that big QR code that I have right over there, if you're on a desktop, cool, grab your phone, scan that QR code. QR codes are the sleeping giants right now. Not a lot of people using them. The QR code is, think about it for a second. I want you, because people buying habits are changing. I don't want to say every day, but it seems like it's changing every day. You tell somebody okay, let's say you gave them a business card, right? You guys see business cards. The type font is so small. Sometimes you need a magnifying glass just to see the person's phone number or website, right? It's so tiny on the business cards. Now, you can use what is called a QR code, this funny looking square box, all weird looking. Put that on a business card. The person scans it with their phone and it takes them directly to the destination site, whether it's to book the appointment or maybe book a discovery call, a consultation call. This QR code will set you up to streamline your services. Nobody's really they're still doing it, but not a lot of people like to type in a website, especially if you have a confusing website. If I told somebody go to stampingfordollars.com, they're like, you know what I mean? STAMP. They're typing all of that in their phone. Where in this situation, back then you used to have to download an app to scan this code. You don't have to do that anymore. All you have to do is pull up your camera and your camera will automatically capture this code and say, would you like to visit this website now? And it will take you directly to it. Complete streamline. You guys got to start adopting that. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Business email. Now, let me explain why this is very important, because when I was in engineering, here's what would happen when we would reach out to different companies like Suzuki or Subaru or different type of other manufacturing car companies. If you are sending the email through a Gmail account, a Yahoo account, Hotmail account, your email would literally get rejected. And I didn't know this until I got into the end. It was like, oh yeah, their business emails do not accept emails from outsiders. So unless it recognizes, support at mycompany.com, when you're reaching out to law firms and title companies and stuff like that, there's a high chance that your email is getting rejected and it never reaches its intended target. So I strongly suggest that you guys go and get G Suite, or if you are creating a website with GoDaddy, they have something set up with G Suite and Outlook. It's like pennies on the dollar. It's like $3 a month or something like that. Very well worth it, especially when you're reaching out to these attorneys, other corporate clients. When they see that you have a corporate email, they're more likely to do business with you because it gives the perception that you take your business serious, versus Ashley at Ashley1264 at gmail.com. Website, you guys can go to, if you don't have a website set up already, you can go to Upwork or Fiverr. I'm currently rolling out my marketing team to start creating websites specifically for notaries. So if that's something that you're interested in and you do not have a robust website, you can reach out to me at support@usnotaryagency.com. Professional greeting, very important. You guys will get my $250,000 call script. You have to have a professional greeting. I can tell you right now, a lot of times when I'm dispatching notaries in different states, they're answering the phone, hello. You're throwing companies off when you do that. You're really throwing companies off when you do that. You should have a professional greeting that goes, thank you for calling U.S. Notary Agency. This is Mark. How can I help you today? Tech has a real good one. It'd be like, it's a wonderful day at Golden Stamp Notary. What documents can I notarize for you? I mean, those type of greetings you need to give the perception that you are a big company feel. So when you ask for $150 for a transaction, that helps. It helps them in their buying decision. So having a professional greeting is huge. If you don't have one, very easy to craft out. You'll be able to see the call script in order for you to execute on that. Virtual office. Now, you don't have to roll this out right now, but as time progresses and you start making good money, I do suggest that you get a virtual office. Here's why. Perception. For my company, my agency, we have a virtual office in the financial district of Chicago. When people see that address on my Calendly and other marketing material, they're like, oh, okay, all right. I get it. I see why I'm spending this type of money, right? It's unreal. Like, I was able to increase my prices once I noticed people's reaction to the address that I had on there. It was actually the people that were booking appointments that made me increase my price an additional 10% because of their reaction, and they were comfortable. They were like, I saw that you guys are located on Wacker Drive downtown. And it's like, yes, that's our dispatching center, right? And I'm gonna share a tip with you guys. Now, the virtual office, because you'll be putting it on different places, some people will say to you that they want to come out to your office and do a notarization. Do you guys know what to say? How would you, again, we're CEOs here. I want to hear some critical thinking answers. What would you say if you got a phone call and someone told you that they are coming to the office to get their documents notarized? They're willing to spend $100 and something to do it. What would you tell them? Who wants to take a crack at it? Come on, you guys.
I'll jump in.
Okay.
I would basically say like this. Well, our company is 100% mobile. That means that we come directly to you, either to your place of business or to your home or to your nearest Starbucks or other locations at your choosing.
Fantastic. I like that. Anyone else have want to take a crack at it? What would you tell somebody that says, "I am I am 20 minutes away from you. I saw your office is here. I need to get this document notarized." What would you tell them? This person is en route and they paid in advance. Who want to take a crack at that? Okay, well, everybody's shy today. So here's what I was able to do because and Gina, that was fantastic too, by the way. So because I have a lot of notaries that actually run into that problem, right? So what I tell customers is that address that you see there is our logistics center. Like Regina said, we are a traveling notary service, meaning we will dispatch notaries directly to your home. There's no notaries on staff there. It's just a dispatching center. Boom, done. Released you from that side, and it puts in their mind like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you guys would come out to me. How convenient. Is that an additional charge? And then it's like, no, it's not an additional charge. You already paid for it. Just give us your address and we'll come out to you. Oh man, it works like a charm. Never had a kickback from that. So if you do have a virtual office, that's what I would recommend that you say, or say something like what Regina said. You're 100% traveling notary service. You will come out to them, and there's no notaries on staff. You're a traveling notary, sir. So it's like, think about a trucking company, and like you can't just go to a trucking company and say, "Hey, I have this big load. I want to put it on your truck so you can send it to California." No, like there's a procedure. There's a dispatching center just for that. All they do is dispatch trucks. So that's what you are. You have a dispatching center if you do decide to get a virtual office. Then business brochures with the QR code. I strongly suggest getting the business brochure, not the business card. The business cards are cool too. It's not as bulky, but the brochure just has so much more weight to it. It has more of an awe effect to it. And then get a QR code. I'm gonna give you a company that I'm actually using right now to get free QR codes. Let me put that in the chat for you guys. Let me pull that up. Where is it? Where is it? Copy. And I am going to put that in the chat. You can get a free QR code with that right there. So just select where you would like your customer to go to. You might want them to go to a place on your website for them to book the appointment only. Or you may send them to directly to a Calendly. Let's just say you might have multiple QR codes for power of attorneys and hey, scan this, or it's perfect. It not a lot of people use it, and it is a wonderful way to streamline your business. Thank you, Sharon. She said wonderful tip. Awesome. So, big company feel, again, gotta get a professional email. Support at mycompany.com. I use G Suite. Okay. Um, you have to enrich your verbiage. Okay. So your clients that call in, This is how you increase your pricing. It's little tidbits like this that can really give a snowball effect. You know, when your customers are calling and be like, "Yeah, I got a piece of paper that needs to get notarized," right? That's what they say. They're like, "I just got a couple of papers that need notarized." It's because they don't move like we do, so we can't really expect them to say things like we do. But we don't say papers. We say, "Okay, you have a couple of documents? Is that what it is?" What kind of document is this? It completely changes the mood of the phone call, the phone conversation. No, you don't have a couple of papers that need to get notarized. You have documents that need to get notarized. Because I'm not coming out to your house to notarize some homework paper for your kids, am I? No, you don't need that paper. You have documents. Possible lawyers were behind drafting these documents, right? So what I do recommend is that you study high-end brands. High-end brands use different type of verbiage. So the way Ford would sell a vehicle is definitely not the way Rolls-Royce would sell their vehicle. They use different type of verbiage. Now, what's great about that, when you study high-end brands, of course, we're not selling a $400,000 vehicle, but when we're using some of the verbiage that they use, when we offer them a price of $200, they're like, well, okay, well, you know, like the website looks sophisticated. The person I talked to on the phone had a professional greeting. It was flawless. They're using terms that I've never used before. You know, you understand? So it snowballs everything for you to make it easier for you to close that deal. We call that persuasion, not persuasion, but persuasion. Same thing. The person that is selling a room in Super 8 or Motel 8, that's not the same way they sell a room for the Ritz-Carlton or Waldorf Astoria, you know? They use different verbiage. So I do recommend, like, just jump on their websites and subscribe to their mailing list and start receiving emails from Rolls-Royce or Ritz-Carlton or Cartier, Rolex, and see how they talk about their product. I want you to really pay attention to how they talk about their product. Walmart and Target are going to say, "Hey, we have a watch to sell." Go to Rolex. They're not going to use that word watch. They're going to call it a timepiece. Y'all with me? That makes sense? They don't call it blue. They'll call it oyster blue or something. You know what I mean? Like, they'll use some weird, just elegant, because they have sales copywriters that are writing this stuff. Sales copywriters that are literally getting paid six figures a year to write this stuff. Jack it. New Jack City. Start jacking it and putting it and infuse it, bake it into your notary business. Oh my gosh, it's going to make your business look luxurious. This is a luxury, this is an affordable luxury service. Because yeah, they can go to a currency exchange, but people, not every currency exchange can't do all the documents. They're not even touching power of attorneys. I could tell you that right now. They're not notarizing power of attorneys. Banks aren't touching a power of attorney with a 10-foot pole. They don't care if you had a bank account with them for the last 20 years. They're not touching it. You have an affordable luxury service business. That's what it is. You're paying for convenience. People pay for Uber Eats. That is a luxury, convenient service. You got a car. You could go drive and get your own food. You've been doing it way before Uber Eats. All of a sudden, Uber Eats and DoorDash come out. and Chipotle is 2 blocks away, all of a sudden you want to get DoorDash to deliver it for you. You spend over $1,000 in the last 2 months getting DoorDash and Uber Eats. It's a luxury convenience. Okay. We already talked about professional greeting. You definitely have to be a specialist and not a generalist. We talked about that yesterday. You are the power of attorney notary experts. The power of attorney notary experts. Is there any confusion there what you do and what you specialize in and what your specialty is? Not at all. So if somebody jumped on your website and they saw this as the name of your company on top, and then the subtitle says that you are the power of attorney notary experts, or you are the loan closing experts, or loan modification experts, or immigration paper notarizing experts. You see where I'm going with this? You want to specialize in. Now, can you notarize other documents? Absolutely. Absolutely. Bring them all in. But you want to start painting in your customer's mind what you specialize in. If you got injured, you're not going to, let's just say something happened to your eyes. You're not going to go to the foot doctor to look at your eyes, right? You're not going to go to the hand doctor or masseuse to say, hey, I want you to take a look at my eyes. I know you're a masseuse and all you do is massages, but can you look at this cornea over here? Like it's really bothering me. No. In today's age, people are looking for specialty people that specialize in certain type of jobs. They ain't got time to figure it out. Exclusivity drives up the price. When you're letting people know that you're an appointment only, like I use Calendly, but when you let people know that you're appointment only, it drives up the price. Be like, hey, we only have a few appointments available. I would suggest you book it today if you would like to lock in that time. Exclusivity drives up the value and the price. I want you to think of it this way. There's a reason why when you go to a concert, they're only going to be performing in your city for a very short period of time. They could stay there a lot longer, but they'll be like, for one show only, come see Janet Jackson. Oh man, she's only going to be here. I don't know when she's going to be back. We got to hurry up and get these tickets. You're causing scarcity. You're causing urgency. You're causing exclusivity. These techniques, those 3 words that I just told you, drives people absolutely bonkers. They lose their mind. They don't know what to do when you position your company that way. Oh, you want a 5 o'clock? Well, it looked like we might have somebody booking a 5 o'clock, but if you act now, maybe you can lock in that time. Damn, let me hurry up and get on that. And your price must reflect the value. Perceived value. Perceived value. You can't say that you're the best in town and then you're going to offer it for $20. You can't do that. You like you're shooting yourself in the foot. Guess what they're going to say? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? If you are delivering your business, your notary business and your services as the Rolls-Royce, Ritz-Carlton, Cartier of the notary business, and then you give them a price, they're going to be, and you give them a low price that doesn't reflect the value that you're giving them, they're going to say, what's wrong with it? Something doesn't seem right. I come to you and I say, hey, I have this Rolls Royce. Just give me $1,000 and then you can have it. You'd be like, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with this? Like, is there a bomb under it or something? Like, what's wrong with this Rolls Royce? Why are you selling a $400,000 vehicle for $1,000? Nah, I don't know, man. Something like you on drugs or something? Is that what it is? Perceived value. So your price must reflect the value. So let's unpack Calendly. Does anybody have any questions so far? Let's go into Calendly real quick. I want to show you. This is actually the website that I get the QR code from. Pretty simple to use. All you have to do is put in the URL right in here. So I put the URL there. You can actually select the color if you wanted to. Some people put the logo design, like if you have a logo, you can put it in here. And then some people also change the shape of it, like the way it looks or whatever. And then all you have to do is hit create QR code. It'll pop up just like this over here. And then just save it and it will download to your downloads. And then you start smacking it everywhere. Start smacking it all over the place. So that is the way that to get the QR code, and I put that link in the chat for you guys. All right, let me get rid of this. And let's go to Calendly. Okay, so this is my Calendly setup, right? I don't really have it color coordinated too much, but I want to show you something. When you do land a corporate client, okay? When you land a corporate client, I highly suggest that you create a Calendly opt-in specifically for them. Like this one right here is specifically for the one of the law firms that I work with right here. It has the company's name, like what the type of document it is, and then their name over here. So when their clients are paying me, they recognize it, right? They're like, oh yeah, it's from so and so. This is the law firm, blah blah blah. And then now here, I want to show you this difference here. The difference. Let me pull this up for you. Okay. So when it's an outsider, like it's not a corporate client, there's going to be a lot more attached to it, right? It's going to have all of this attached to it. Now, when you're dealing with a corporate client, they really don't want to see all of that. So this one is more streamlined. Right here, you'll see it'll say, select any day and time to process payment. Don't worry, an appointment will not be added to our queue. On this page, it doesn't say that. Because we are trying to streamline everything for the corporate client. So if somebody were to book, let's say they booked the time, right? Let's say for 11 o'clock. These are all the questions that they're going to be asked. What type of document is it? Power of attorney, real estate, financial document, IDs, and all this other stuff. Now let's go over to the corporate client. That's it. That's it. First name, last name, email. Now pay. That makes sense? Let me know if you guys have any questions about that. You should always set up a different Calendly for your corporate clients. They should not be going through the same type of channels that your walk-in clients or a person that you've never done business before has to go through. You should create a separate Calendly account just for corporate clients. It helps streamlines it. It doesn't get confusing. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's just a payment gateway. Any questions about that so far? So with Calendly, this is the call script. All of this that you see here, this is the call script. Let me put I'm gonna put the link in here so you guys can actually copy it. Okay, you ain't gotta reinvent the wheel, you guys. Here goes the link to the Calendly, and Hold on 1 second. Okay, let me just type this in here. Calendly. Okay, so you guys can actually go onto my Calendly and copy it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's highly effective. It streamlines everything. I do recommend that you get the pro version. I used to use the regular version, but it was tech that put me onto the pro version, helped me streamline everything as well. So now they can go ahead and make payment in advance without, without me having to go all the way to their home, and then they realize that their credit card was maxed out. That's happened to me before. It was maxed out and they can't pay me. I don't want you guys to go through those type of headaches, those hiccups. So yeah, you can go ahead and click that and then just copy everything that you see on there. Even the disclaimer, this is a really good disclaimer right here. Please note all appointments must be made 3 hours in advance. So this gives you enough time, especially if you have a full-time job and you need to navigate a couple of things. Let's just say you're running your agency and you have a full-time job. Well, at least you know you have a 3-hour lead time. Heck, you can make it 4 hours if you really feel like it. You have a 3 to 4 hour lead time, which gives you more than enough time to find a notary, dispatch them, service the client, you get paid, the notary gets paid, and the client is happy. Make sense? Disclaimer, U.S. Notary agents, U.S. Notary is not a law firm or substitute for an attorney or law firm. We and our notaries are not licensed to provide or do not provide any legal advice. Please acknowledge, and they have to click that button. Bing! It removes you from all liability right there. So copy and paste that. You can even take that same disclaimer and put it on your website. Very effective. Sim text messaging. This is another thing that's like really catching fire right now. So if once they book the appointment, it will send them a reminder like, congratulations, success, you have booked an appointment successfully with us. Let me see if I can show you guys how I actually crafted that. Edit. So you guys know which buttons are which. So the Calendly looks like this, right? This is the back office side of things before it actually looks like this. So right here, you're gonna give the event its name, Traveling Notary Service Specialty, right? You can call it whatever you want because you can make unlimited with that. Then it's gonna ask for description. This is where I put the description. What falls under specialty? What constitute a specialty document? Affidavit, verification of ID, I-9, employment verification, guardianship, DBA. So this is putting people on notice. Don't try to bring your real estate crap through this link. It will get rejected, and then I will call them back, or I will send them a text or something and be like, you have underpaid. You booked an appointment for specialty. It says it right there. Right? It says it that it's for these type of documents. You have a loan modification. You were not charged accordingly. Okay? That makes sense? Okay. And then, of course, this is the address. This address is rocking them, you guys. Rocking them. And then Calendly will give you your own specialty link. And then you could just copy that link right there. When can people book this appointment? I put 60. And then average appointment that I get runs about 30 minutes. Right? So it's a 30-minute appointment. And that's on the high side, 30 minutes. Now you can set up custom hours. So you could do like whatever your schedule wanted, whatever you want your schedule to be. If you want it from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., do that, right? Closed on Sundays is up to you how you want to set that up. So I give myself a 30-minute buffer, right? So after each appointment, there's going to be a 30-minute buffer before I can take another appointment on Calendly. And this is all automated, you guys. All of it is automated. Now here, additional options. This is where I put invitee questions. Okay. And this is where I put all of this. So you can change this around. Like, okay, I want their first name, last name. It'll walk you through it for the most part. But one of the things I want to show you, like these multiple choice options. So right here, it's called radio buttons. It's gonna say answer type, and you're gonna select a radio button. So they have different type of buttons that you can choose. This specific one has radio buttons. And you can make it required or not required. It's up to you. And then you can also add an additional question if you would like to. So it's very, very customizable. Radio buttons, radio buttons, radio buttons, and then additional notes like, oh, come, don't go through the front door, or the access code to enter the building is 646. You leave little stuff like that, or we have a guard dog in the front, so please call before you come, so we can put the dog away. Those type of things. I highly recommend you put additional notes for that. Let's see what else. And then this is where I put a simple disclaimer. So that was just, it's not, yeah, this was a checkbox where it was required and they had to check OK. I haven't used workflow yet. This is another automation sequence, but I haven't used that at all. Notifications for cancellation. Do I have that yet? Email reminders. I believe I said, okay. So I do have an email reminder for confirmation of the appointment. It will give them the time, date, and everything. It will send them an email. And then I also have it set up to send them a text reminder as well. I don't have it set up for email follow-up, but you can if that's something that you're looking to do. Now this is a copy. I just want to show you real quick. This is a copy, so a clone as they call it. So this is the original one, but I do have a cancellation policy for them. And what happens is, like, I have a confirmation page, because sometimes, truth be told, some people will say, I paid you, I saw it go through. Well, I always ask them, I said, well, did you see a bunny rabbit? And let me show you what my success page looks like. If they tell me that they didn't see this page right here, I know their payment did not go through. Taking a minute to pull it up. Okay, here it comes. If they don't see that bunny rabbit right there, that says success, Bernie, your appointment has been booked successfully. If you have any questions, please call. You didn't put an appointment. No, you did not. I can say with confidence. So I highly suggest that you do create like a small little success page on your website. All it's going to do is reroute them. And then you put it right here. It says right here where it says redirect to an external site. Just put in the website URL. And that's it. for that. That's the confirmation page. And then the price right here. You could change the price however you feel you want to do it. But right here on that price, this is where I would put, whatever you're charging for that service. If it's a power of attorney, you're charging $178.97. If this is an affidavit, you're charging $129. So it's customizable. You can put your price on there. And then I also put this as well, which I think is cool, and a lot of my notaries love it. It'll say, you will not pay the notary directly, but tipping the notary is no issue. And a lot of times our notaries get tipped, which is awesome. So they make a little extra money off of what they offer their services. But right here, okay, here's the cancellation part, right? If there are any changes to the appointment, please contact me first, or contact us first. Because again, I want to remove myself from looking like I'm a one-man show. A $30 fee may be applicable for any cancellations or charges to the appointment time and locations that are not made 1 hour ahead of the time. You know how some people, they just want to cancel it at the last minute? No, you at least have to give us a 1 hour lead notice. Let us know at least 1 hour that you're trying to cancel the appointment. And when you do try to do it, we're going to hit you with a $30 fee. It's right there. It's in print. They can't dispute it. Okay? Any additional signatures and notary stamps will result in extra charges. So you're being very transparent with them. Look, we're not in the business to rob nobody. We're not ripping anybody off. We're letting you know up front how we charge, how we conduct, and we run business. If that doesn't fit for what you're looking for, you can always look for someone else. But we're being very transparent with them. And customers appreciate that. They really do. Anybody want, we got Tech here too. So Tech, did you want to jump in on how you kind of structure your Calendly?
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. I will say this because, first of all, how's everybody doing? And then secondly, hopefully everybody's doing well. But if you don't do this, you may not see a need to do this, to have all of these operations moving at the same time and to have it, kind of thoroughly laid out like this. You might be asking yourself, because if you don't do this, then you might be asking yourself, why would I do this? Why would I ever need this? When would I ever actually apply this? And I'll tell you, you don't know when, but when you have it, you'll be happy you did. That cancellation policy, those payment terms, those all that stuff is so crucial. And I'll give you an example of what just happened. I just engineered 3 deals, and I'm actually in my car right now. Like, I was on my way to the tennis match, and I had to pull over into a parking lot, and the lady asked, she's trying to get something. She's trying to get a single signature for her client. She's calling from investment group, Forward Investment Groups. She had a client in Oakland. Like, Tiger, we don't say no. I say yes, and then we'll kind of figure it out. Call up another notary, seeing if we can get there soon enough. The lady then calls me back after she booked the appointment, and then says, the document that he's going to sign, is there any way we can ship it out today? I know it's 4:00 on the West Coast, and I told her that the drop-off times are 4:30. It's highly unlikely we'll be able to do it. And she says, oh, goodness. She goes back and forth. I hang up the phone. Another person calls me, the lady that met me in the parking lot I was telling you about yesterday with the minor consent form, and I had to meet her outside of the office. And I gave her a hot lead over to a paralegal of mine to drop a minor consent form. She called me back to complain about the paralegal, and she's going on and on and on how she has a brain tumor. And the whole thing is, the reason why you have all these automations in place and these scheduling automations and the voice and all that stuff is going to handle. That's going to do all the heavy lifting for you. The first woman then called me. I got 2 phone calls coming in at the same time. Another reason why you need to have your own cell phone, a second dedicated cell phone. And she's saying, can you drop off that document at FedEx? I just did a Google search and I see that the FedEx closes at 6. So she called me out on the bluff. I knew that the thing closes at 6 o'clock, but I never want to overpromise. I say it's going to be overnighted tomorrow, but it's a chance that we may not get there in time because the drop-off time is 4:30 and the appointment is at 5 o'clock. It's highly unlikely. It's possible, but highly unlikely. And she's just going on and on. All right, I'll just tell my supervisors that, but if you can do it, try. I got on the phone, called another notary, the notary who was headed to that appointment, and I say, listen, if there any way you can get it done today, if not, don't worry about it. I didn't promise to her that we would get it done today, but if you can, that'd be great because it'll look fantastic on us, right? Under promise, over deliver. And she reassures me, the notary reassures me that, oh, no, I'll take it to the hub. I'll take it to the depot. And this is another reason why having a great notary team, and you only need 1, maybe 2 at the most. You don't need a lot of people. 1 person, 2 at the most. She's going to drop it off at the depot. She's going to have everybody's going to be satisfied. Everything's going to be handled perfectly. And it's all because you spend a little bit of time on the phone with these people and you help them or you let them tell you what it is that they need. They'll tell you, but you got to present it to them. You got to give it to them. Mm-hmm. And so that they can make a decision. And then if they don't see what they need, then they can reach back out to you and then they can make some configurations or at least give you an update. But so again, you may not see a reason to have all this stuff. You may not even be able to afford it right now. But today, I would double down on what it is that's being taught, like this stuff, and what Tiger's teaching, the angle and the way you present it. Like, that's really that's the real sauce right there, right? Being in these rooms, seeing this is the real in the real life applications. Like, you're not gonna get that on Instagram. It's just not. You gotta see this. You gotta put some eyes on it, show some visuals, and then see how it happens in real life. And see, like, you can do anything. Anybody comes to you with all these requests, and they call you back and they complain about the referrals, and then they want to say got a special request for drop-offs, and then can you do it at this time? Like, if you say yes to all this, you're calling your own shot because she wants me to do all this. Okay, it's gonna be $300.
Yeah.
That's it.
So what ended up happening? How did you close those 3 deals with them?
Bro, they're going right now.
Nice.
She sent me a text message right now. She says, this is a loan package. I specifically asked the lady, is this a loan package? And she told me it's not a loan package. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to call this notary right now and then get clarification. But she said there's only 1 signature, but now the notary is telling me that it is a loan package. So there's something wrong.
They do that a lot. They do that a lot.
Yeah.
They're like, it's a simple document. Next thing you know, you're printing out 150 pages. Like, I thought it was just a simple document. Like, they downplay that stuff a lot. They really do. Awesome.
All right. Well, I gotta make a phone call.
Oh yeah, go ahead. So, all right. So we covered the big company field. Now let's go over how to get customers. So we kind of touched on this yesterday on how to get customers, but let's go a little more in depth with how to do that. So there are 3 ways to get customers. You're either going to build your audience, buy the audience, or you're going to borrow the audience. So building the audience, building a traffic is the slowest way to build your audiences because it's done organically. This is where, like, you don't have much, you're on a shoestring budget. It's still effective, it just takes longer. So that's like you putting a bunch of posts out there saying that you offer, power of attorney services. Well, it all comes down to the reach and the algorithm of how that post reaches people. Now, of course, if you spent a little more money into social media ads and you bought ads, like that's the second part, you buying ads, that's going to be a lot it's going to be accelerated a lot quicker. So you're going to get a lot more people, such as like Thumbtack is a way that you would buy customers, uh, Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram ads. Those are ways that you would be able to buy and get customers. And then borrow would be partnerships that you have set up with law firms, hospitals, title companies, escrow companies. You have a relationship with these people. Assisted living facilities, nursing homes, hospice. Those are the three ways. There's only three ways to get customers. You're either going to build it from scratch, you're going to buy ads, or you're going to link up with other businesses that already have a nice audience that your services would be of value to them. Okay? So there are 6 million ways to get customers, but here's 21. So business profile, that they changed the name this year, but it used to be Google My Business. So it's business profile. That's a good one. Yelp is good too, but it's a lot of times Yelp is a hit or miss because Yelp is really known for like restaurants. Like, how do I find a restaurant for some good sushi? Right? So they're not too many people are like actively looking for notaries on Yelp, right? But you can still get customers. You just might get a lot of tire kickers that are looking for discounts. I want you to think of Yelp like Groupon. Most of the people that go on Groupon are looking for discounts. They're looking for something really, really cheap to something really, really nice. Okay? Bing is a good one. Now, Bing gets slept on a lot. Bing is by Microsoft. And it's a real, they cater to the people that use Bing search engine. A lot of times you're getting white collar people. It seems like that's their demographics right there. So Bing is a good one, but a lot of people don't set up Bing Business for their to attract customers. Really good though. 123 Notary. Yeah, when you go on their website, it looks dated. It looks like a 9-year-old created it, but you have to look at it this way. There's been a lot of people that have been using 123 Notary for years, and they still use 123 Notary. So go ahead and grab that. It's they have a free version, and then I think they have a paid version one.